Welcome back to another episode of Two Average Husbands. I'm your host, Jake.
I'm your host, Kyle. Welcome back, everybody.
As you guys can all see, our lovely wives have decided to join us. And by decided to, I mean they were forced to be a part of this podcast tonight. So I will let my wife and Kyle's wives introduce themselves.
Kyle's wives.
I'm Jess.
Well,
I'm Carley.
Jess and I have been married for less than a year.
oh, that's a nice awkward pause there. We've been married for almost 5 years. 5 years in October, actually.
5 already?
5 years.
She looks over on the wall where they have their anniversary written up there. So Kyle, what are we drinking tonight?
All right, I'm starting out with the Left Hand Brewing Peanut Butter Milk Stout.
Which I had a few episodes back.
That's yummy.
I am having the one that Kyle had on the first night of the podcast, which is the
The best
Viva
beer
La
ever.
Beaver Belching Beaver Mexican Chocolate Peanut Butter Stout. And neither of our wives are drinking. Carly, I believe, has water, and Jess has a vitamin water.
I will
The-
taste test per usual.
Nice.
I'm always like behind that wall being like, here's my glass, pour a little bit of it.
Kyle gave me the full-blown Stein today.
I did, indeed. You are correct. I'm going to be using the
Wow.
classic
I'm
fish
nervous.
house glass.
I'm nervous. That's so scary.
Get after it, bud. That's a
Just
terrible
right
pour.
in front of the laptop and everything.
All right, sweet.
Hey, I got it.
Look at all the fucking... Show,
I never
show
claimed
everybody
it.
what that looks like. Everybody has to look at Jake's terrible pour here.
Oh,
Just that
no.
18 inches of fucking head.
This stout's got a great head to it.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, today we are going to play the couples game as per the Twitter poll that we put out earlier today. So as a result, we each have a list that has been sent to us.
That is correct. We have a list of like 20, 25 questions, I think.
Jess, do you know? You're the one who found the list. It
I
is.
found the list.
Kyle
Oh.
got this one.
Which one?
This is okay.
There's a bunch of them.
Twitter. I like that.
You DM'd it to you
Ah.
on Twitter.
DM'd it to me on Twitter.
You're welcome.
I
Gotcha.
said, hey, Jake, how do you want this? And he said, send it to me on Twitter. And then he didn't know
And then
what
he
it was.
forgot.
Sounds
That's
like
why I'm here, honey.
normal, yeah, exactly. Sounds like a normal conversation in Jake's brain. If the audio sounds a little bit different than it usually does for anybody watching, by the way, we are sharing one microphone, which is in the middle of the table today. Give me 1 second here, since it's live. Nobody's currently one person's currently watching.
Oh, one
And
person.
do they
Probably me.
know that we are all together this week? Like we are in
That's
the
true. I am
same
looking
house.
at Jake.
Yeah.
Jake is looking at
Yes,
If
we
you
are.
see us looking across the
We are all in
we're looking at each
Arizona.
other.
Yes, as members of the fully vaccinated community in the United States, we have decided to
Whoop, whoop.
break quarantine finally and be able
Vaccinated
to
husbands.
see some phenomenal people.
We
Ja-
also all just took a group selfie.
Yes.
In the middle of the show, it's just going to be us all like,
This is also standard. I just take pictures and then
He
put it on
does.
Instagram while we're sitting here. Jake's like, what is he fucking looking at? It's just me taking pictures of Jake. All right. I'm assuming it's probably, is it your cousin? I think your cousin's the only one that's like our number one listener, like
my
all
uncle.
the time. Your uncle.
Yeah,
That's
my
what it
uncle is always
Uncle
in here.
Kyle.
Thanks,
by the
Uncle
way.
Kyle.
He's probably here.
My mom's younger
How do
brother.
you know?
It shows us on, or he'll usually just chime in the
Yeah,
comments
he-
and he'll talk to us. But
I'm just posting the link to everything on Twitter and Facebook, etc.
we have one live viewer. Is that what you're saying?
I'm number
How do
2.
you see that?
It says on the
YouTube.
yeah.
Name yourself. Who are you?
To reveal yourself to me.
There you go. One watching.
Yeah, we're watching.
Okay. And then
Cool.
if they comment, then it comes up here.
Yeah. So you can comment here and Jake can comment back, but I can't because I'm not logged in.
We're learning so much right
I
now.
know. This is all
So
no
what?
problem, nephew.
What's up, Uncle Kyle?
So Carly, I want to ask you this question while we're still getting this set up. How did you feel
Ooh, no pressure.
when Kyle came to you and said, "Hey, I'm going to do a podcast with Jake"? Because when we started doing this podcast, I was already on a couple other podcasts. So Jess was like, "Whatever makes you happy, who gives a
Mhm.
shit?" So what was your reaction? Was it something like that, or were you like, "Really?"
I honestly don't really remember. Do you remember my reaction?
Not really. I think you probably just didn't think we would actually do it.
Yeah, I
You're like,
probably
"Sure,
was like,
honey."
yeah, okay. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself. So I was just kind of like, I know that everybody can get into podcasts and it
Mhm.
doesn't really go anywhere. And so I was like, well, like You guys will do it for a few weeks and then you'll be over it. Whatever.
Yeah, what episode is this?
This is episode 9, but
Yeah.
there's 1 week that never got posted anywhere, so it's technically our 10th
I'm
episode.
actually really proud of you guys for like keeping it going. every
Yeah, we're
single
always
week.
late, obviously.
Yep.
But other than that, we
Hence the current time.
do always do the
Yes.
podcast.
It is. It
We
is
do
a
the
thing.
do.
Yeah. It's well, and I think for us, it was, it's different than other podcasts out there where like we don't really care if we ever make money off of it.
Yeah.
It's just a reason for us to get together every week and have a few drinks.
Yeah, this is never going to be
So-
a financial thing for us. It's always just going to be.
He says never, but
I don't
Spotify.
ever need this to be a financial thing. for me.
Spotify, if you're listening.
all right. So let's get this game on the road here. So we're for each of the questions.
Hold on now. I want to hear Jess's reaction. Did I miss it? Was I not paying
Oh,
attention?
she
Sorry,
just
I was
didn't really
typing
have
on
one.
Instagram.
He just said my reaction for me,
Okay,
which
that's rude.
he says was not a reaction.
Yeah.
That's why he said it for me.
Yeah. I was just like, hey, Kyle and I are going to start a podcast. And she was just like, cool.
Well, I think the most interesting part was when you were trying to ask me what you guys should name your podcast.
Yes.
And he was like tossing around a few ideas. I can't remember what the other ideas were.
We did go through like 3 weeks of trying to name our podcast
Did
before we
we?
came up with 2 Average
Yeah.
Husbands.
And then he just very confidently came to me once, like, we named our podcast. It's Two Average Husbands. And
Well, we like kind of like finagled our way into that because it was like to this, to that, average this, something that, and then it finally just meshed all together into one final solution. But
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
tried for a while.
It's nice though. It's nice to have a podcast with, one of your best friends. Makes it a lot easier than trying to have a podcast with random people you don't know. So
It's true.
tried that before.
I was
Once
a
or
part of
twice.
that. A little bit.
All right. So for this game, there's different questions. And if you've ever seen the couples game before, it's going to be a lot like the wedding one that went viral quite a few different times on social media, where we're going to have a card that says each person's name. Each of these cards will then, whichever person we think fits that question better is the card that we will hold up. Each one that is correct, or no, I guess it's not really a correct one where we do like a points or anything like
I
that.
think we can just discuss it if we feel like it, and if we don't, then move on to the next question.
We do each couple. If they feel like they can agree on the answer, you get a point.
A point?
Yeah.
What are we doing points for?
He just made that up.
Winner.
Now he wants to be a competition somehow.
Yes, I need some competition. Winning couple gets to pick shots for the losing couple.
At the bar tonight?
Oh, speaking of
Or
the
are
devil,
we
Jake
doing
already owes me a
shots?
shot, so maybe we should just get that one out of the way.
Yeah, maybe. We should probably
Get
start
this
with
rolling.
that.
Oh god.
Oh, why did we do that? Why did you owe me a shot?
I owed you a shot for
At Top
at Top.
Oh,
we were at
Topgolf.
Top Golf and Kyle hit the ball cart.
Bet
So-
if I hit the golf cart, Jake would have to take a shot. So he does owe me a shot still. Have not taken that yet. Saved it for tonight.
So I'm already owed a shot. So we can start the game off with my shot. So Kyle, I will let you pick what I get to take.
All right. Well, that's dangerous. You should have just told me like I want a shot of this because I have it sitting there. But I don't really have anything that's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna make you take a shot of like tequila.
Yeah. I'll do tequila.
Oh,
Excuse me. Do you want tequila?
I want whatever you want to give me.
All right, we went there. We're just
Oh, I
doing
can
shots.
give you, since I've already talked about it on the podcast before, I can give you my favorite tequila. There's enough for a shot in there.
All right.
Do you need a lime or salt?
There's
Nah.
a lime already cut in the
Oh, if there's already
fridge.
one cut, I might as well.
All right. In the meantime, I am going to take a sip of Jake's beer.
This should be a fun reaction. Jess not only doesn't love most beers, but definitely does not like stouts. So
Oh, she might like
I'm
that
doing
one
this.
though.
I'm
That
doing
one's
this.
a superior stout.
yes.
And I do love peanut butter, so.
It is the best stout, actually. All right, what are we doing? What am
I don't hate it. I don't like it.
One sip. Everybody knows the rules. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Like
Where's the cut line?
5 being
On the left side?
I would drink it again or I would never drink it again.
5 would be like I could live with that.
Then like a 4.
Do you want salt?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool.
Jess giving a rookie score over here. It's fine. It's everybody's first time.
4.3. Don't you guys do the point something?
All right. So
What's up, AJ? Welcome to the chat.
this shot is in honor of my buddy Kyle over there, who
Cheers.
accidentally
It's not really in honor,
hit
you lost
the
a
golf
bet,
cart. But it's still in honor of him because
But
it was his
also,
shot.
it is Jake's 26th birthday today.
It is.
so-
We did
Happy
not
birthday.
mention that yet. I am old now.
Old Old, he says.
I'm still the
to other
youngest
people on this side of the
Still-
table.
He's the youngest person in the entire
Still
room.
the youngest person in the room.
All right.
AJ and or Uncle Kyle, let us know how the audio sounds. We had some difficulties too, so let us know if there's anything sounding weird.
It looks like it's fine. All right, here's Kyle.
Like a champ.
Some good tequila.
He says as he's like struggling his way through it.
There was a long pause between the shot and the line. Oh, I feel
Yeah.
like I would have been very much like, give me a line right away.
No, it was not bad at all.
All right.
I just
boys.
like the line.
All right, yeah, let's dig into this game.
All right.
Let's start having some fun with this, and then we can do whatever, because this is not going to take the whole podcast, so we can
Our game?
start improvising from there, because that's what we do. All right, so do you want to do one team goes and the other team goes for the same question,
Yes.
I think we'll
or should we just all four do it at the same time?
all four do it at the same
Yeah.
time, and if we want to discuss, we can discuss.
Yeah, let's just do it at the same time. All right,
Okay, let's get to it.
Will be interesting.
Kyle, I'll let you read the first.
Exactly, Uncle Kyle, you are correct.
Kyle, I'll never shut the fuck up about being old. I felt old when I was 13 and woke up with back problems, so my life's been going downhill for a while.
All right, I'm going to announce the first question, and then we can go back and forth. I'll let you take the second one.
All right,
Who apologizes first after a fight?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, this way. There we go. Oh, come on. Get out of town. No friggin' way, bud.
I like how you guys both think it's yourself.
Oh,
You're like, it's totally me.
it is me.
No, it's not.
There-
This is why we discuss. See,
This Jake and I get a point because we both.
yeah,
said
we get
Jake.
we
Is
get
that
a
how
point
this
there.
works?
Yeah, so pull up your phone there and just like make little
Why
telling
did
marks.
you put 4 X's?
just so I could remember that I already did that one.
Oh, you're like, she's dead after this.
But yeah, I'm the reason we both know it's me is because I'm a bit of a bitch. And I don't like Jess being mad at me. So I apologize halfway through her being mad at me. So even though the fight's not technically over, I have already apologized.
Yeah, he can't just finish the fight. He's like, can we just stop? I'm sorry.
I'm just generally
I'm
a
not done yet.
non-confrontational human being, and so I try to get out of confrontation as quick as possible, and it's me.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, I usually have to make it known that I'm mad at you. Like, I have to kind of give you like a silent treatment, or I have to give you a look, and then I will go and like take my own space. Like I like to say, I'm going to take 5 minutes, and then you'll come in and
I'm gonna take
apologize.
5.
But I don't know.
It's me.
Jess
Okay.
does that a few times. We've just been like in the middle of the fight and she'll just like get up and just walk to her car and just does like a couple laps around
I'm like,
the city.
Sometimes have to
I just need a
target
minute.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Jake.
And then by the end of it, I'm always like, oh, I'm missing.
1 point for you guys. So the
One point.
consensus is the point.
Yeah,
Like it has to be a consensus.
Yep.
Okay.
if you agree on it.
What do we
Perfect.
get if we win?
All right. The winning couple gets to pick shots
Oh,
for
right,
the
right.
losing
Yeah.
couple.
I recall. I recall.
All right. Question number 2 is who is the funny one in the relationship? 3, 2, 1.
I'm funny.
I'm having deja vu.
This one probably is actually her because she always tells me I'm not funny, so I have to like fight for myself on this one.
You're losing us. Like, you're losing us points
That's
by
okay.
not
We got,
admitting
like,
that I'm funny.
30 questions to catch up.
Yeah, there's time. It's fine. But yeah, in our relationship, it's very clearly me because I actually can like make a joke. Whereas Jess is just like accidentally hilarious. So
Yes,
she is
never
very.
on
I thought you were
purpose.
just gonna say she can't make jokes.
No, she can. She's very
He
funny.
might be the only person who thinks I'm funny.
She's very funny, but she's not like traditionally funny. Like she's Jess from New Girl. Like if you've seen the show, it fits. Like she's just accidentally very humorous. And it works.
I'm just awkward.
You're funny.
You're not funny.
That's rude.
All right, 2 points to the Perrys. Love it.
Oh gosh, I gotta keep score. This is a lot of work. Is it easy to get your phone to not lock?
You can just turn that setting
Kyle
off.
can just keep track over here too, because he's like typing into a note.
Oh, I could just
I got it, I think.
Like,
could do like a J
My phone's gonna keep locking.
and a J for your points.
yeah, and then each
Yeah.
letter will.
All right. I'll let you.
All right. Question number 3. Who is more romantic?
3, 2, 1.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Differed.
You think I'm more romantic?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
I think romance is awkward.
Yeah, but says the person who was mad that I didn't propose in a more romantic way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story about how I proposed, but I had decided, it was very obvious that I was going to propose on our anniversary. So I decided not to kind of like add a little bit of mystery to it. She went and got her nails done and I went and got my hair cut.
Got
And
your nails done for the ring.
exactly.
So she knew, she like thought this was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Pictures.
Yeah. We had talked about it. So we knew like it was getting to that time where I was going to propose. So I picked her, I dropped her off at the nail place. I went and got my hair cut real quick, came back, picked her up, drove back home. As we're driving home, I'm going to propose like when we get back to our apartment. I got these cute little collars for our dog's tags that say, "Mom, will you marry our dad?" And then she got a phone call from her boss.
No, my boss's boss.
Yeah, her boss's boss. So
Who
like,
had never called me before ever. So
kind of a big deal, kind of an important phone call. So we're sitting in the parking lot of our apartment for like 35 minutes as I'm sitting there with the ring in the center console, just getting more and more nervous. I had this whole big speech planned out. And then by the time we got inside, she also saw the dog's collars too early. And so I had to like,
I walked inside and the very first thing and I was like, oh, I need to take out the trash. And like walking out with the trash, and then I'm like, what is on her collar? Like immediately. So I'm just holding a fucking bag of trash. And I'm like, what's on her collar?
and so she turns around and I'm down on one knee and I just like
With
had,
the bag of trash in her hand?
Yeah. and I had lost
I
like,
might have set it down. I don't know.
you set it down, but I had lost like everything that I had in my mind to say. Like it all just went out the door. So all I could muster was like, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, her literal response was, "That's it."
I was like, that's
Sick
all you
burn.
have to say to me?
And I'm
You
just
could
sitting there,
you could
like,
say more than that.
shaking on one knee, like,
He was so
uh,
nervous.
no, it's like, I love you. And like, I was just,
He was like, I promise I had more to say, but I just forgot it all right now.
as I'm sitting in the car, like, suspense building that I'm about to propose, like, if that 30 minutes in the phone call didn't happen, it would have been fine. It would have been a great proposal. I would have had a great speech planned, but
Okay.
that was not in the cards.
Love it.
So yes, Jess is more romantic than me, even if she won't admit
Just
it.
because of that story.
All right, question's yours. Number 4.
All right, who is the most patient? 3, 2, 1. Yep, consensus
Yay,
there.
We all get points.
The men are the most patient. I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Why? What's that supposed to mean?
Kyle's
guys are
not
both-
patient at all with me.
You guys are both really chill.
Because you suck at Call of Duty.
No, I don't.
Kyle is the most patient person with me, but if it's like people
I
at
have a low
work,
tolerance for almost everybody else.
like everybody at work, I think he comes off as a bit of a dick, but I'm like, how would you? I don't see that. Like, I think he's so nice to me.
Been called an asshole a fair few times in my life.
Same.
I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm very, very patient with most people. And
Except
then when
for
it
me.
comes to Jake, I'm not patient at all.
All right,
All right,
question number 5.
off to you.
Who is the better cook?
That's easy.
I don't even need a countdown, but y'all can do a countdown.
easy.
I don't know.
Well, I already revealed my answer. So
Yeah,
you're-
we were supposed to do it on a
She's
three.
she's
Jake
getting
fucked this
there.
one up.
I did fuck this one up, but it's fine.
I make 3 things ish well. Carly makes everything else good.
What are the 3 things you make well?
Biscuits and
Spaghetti.
gravy, spaghetti, white people tacos.
And the spaghetti
White people
is
tacos.
with the box noodles and the jarred sauce that you
Correct.
get at the grocery store.
I just season the shit out
Some
of it.
White
Yeah.
people tacos is the taco kit that you get at the grocery store.
Yep.
Like Taco Bell's version of a taco
You're
kit.
you're describing our relationship as well, because for Jess, it's like scrambled eggs, Kraft mac and cheese.
Which we don't even eat, so
You're good at
I don't
making
make
that.
it.
I am the best at making Kraft mac and cheese.
She does make the one thing that she does cook somewhat frequently that is really good is she makes a really good spicy shrimp pasta.
Yeah.
So like the few times a year I eat pasta, it's normally that.
I'm more of a baker. I bake things pretty well.
Yeah.
I make good like pumpkin breads, cookies, shit like that. I'm pretty good at baking.
I'm also the baker in our
I
relationship.
don't bake
so.
either. I might be worse at baking than
But hanging out right now, it's really bothering me.
Mahogany.
All right. Who takes longer to get ready in the morning? 3,
That's also so
2,
easy.
1.
Issy pissy, squeezy lemons.
I like how you guys are putting them on top of your head. I just keep covering my face with it. Like,
Yeah, I'm the guy who can wake up like 10 minutes
Hearts of
before I have to be at work, shower in 4 minutes.
Is that like a
and
pre-made
dress and
thing?
leave.
Does anybody know what that is?
Heart of palm. It's a low carb pasta.
yeah.
We've had the protein
the
pastas,
palmini noodles is what they call
which
them,
is
right?
what's that brand? I don't even know.
Banza.
Banza, whatever the fuck that shit is. We've tried that. Not
Zucchini
impressed.
noodles.
I love it.
Some
Their mac and
noodles.
cheese is disgusting. It tastes like fucking cardboard. It is the worst.
Okay.
Carly disagrees there.
I mean, it's not great, but their regular noodles are great.
I can't get this off. It's bugging me. Okay, I'm over it. All right. Question number 6-ish. Who is more stubborn?
3, 2,
I don't know.
1. Ooh.
I was kind of torn here.
You're cheating a little bit. I'm taking the point anyway.
It's fine.
I didn't look. I didn't see who you picked.
Oops.
I
Yeah.
closed my eyes.
I feel like I'm definitely the more stubborn one. I'm like very set in my ways, and Jess is always trying to get me to break out of like of that. Like I don't like to travel. She likes to travel.
Is that
I'm a very
stubborn?
Yeah, like I don't travel. Like this is the first time that I've traveled. Like even when you take COVID out, like besides a vacation with my parents, we really haven't gone anywhere unless you
Can't
like
get it off.
we're like, hey, we're going on this trip, and I'm like, okay.
I guess it's not what I thought. I thought I was stubborn. But
I cave way easier than you do, I think. Like I'm stubborn, but when it comes to the two of us, I think I would cave before you would.
Probably, yeah.
Which is also why I'd be the first to
I know I'm
apologize.
stubborn, but I also know that you're stubborn. So that's where I had the problem was being like, who's
this whole
more
video is just gonna
stubborn?
be everything
Yeah.
looking.
I know we're gonna be like staring at each other this way, but it's fine.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right. Who is the bigger baby when sick? 3, 2, 1.
Huge fucking baby.
Man flu.
Hate being sick.
The man flu is a real thing. Well, that's like we talked about this during the COVID, like the episode where we talked about getting vaccinated. Like I hate my life when I have a cold, let alone like an actual illness that has long lasting effects.
Yeah.
I
Like,
am not good at being sick.
yeah,
Mostly because I just rarely get sick.
That's
I get sick, like,
that's
once a
me.
year.
I just don't get sick, so
I'm not even good at being hungover, let alone like sick.
Oh, me neither. I'm pretty bad at everything.
So bad at being
I'm
hungover.
such a baby when it comes
maybe
to me.
we'll find that out tomorrow.
We'll see. This is Jake's birthday night, so.
I'm the guy who it's 8 p.m. the day after my hangover, and I'm like still kind of drunk.
Oh, here you go, Uncle Kyle. I got you. Don't worry. We're in the same room.
It does look like different backgrounds.
Yeah,
though.
for
like
sure.
different color paint, I think. And
Okay, so we both got that one.
But yeah, Jess
Sorry.
handles being sick like a champion. She's sick, and then it's like not even.
I'm very much like, I need this and this and this. Give me 5 hours. I'll feel better.
Yeah.
Give me the ginger ale or whatever, and I'm good.
Ginger ale, some soup. She's golden.
Problem solver.
All right. Number something. Who is the social butterfly?
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
I like
Big
that on
time.
top of that. I gotta start doing that.
My Myers-Briggs type indicator agrees with me. I'm an introvert, and Jess is very much an extrovert.
Oh, we could have talked about our Myers-Briggs types on this podcast.
I doubt any of these listeners care about that.
Yeah,
We have to branch out.
I might be
into
the
our
only
own.
one who does care in this room. That's okay.
above average wives.
I'm
There you go.
extrovert.
Got your
It's not in the
podcast
story.
All right, hit me with the next one.
Who is the messy one? 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Depends.
It totally, I feel like we're both like on the,
We have our own things where we're messy.
Yeah.
And like I feel like both of us have pet peeves about the other thing, but we just like get over it.
yeah.
Like she has
Just
things
deal
that are
with it.
messy that drive me nuts, and I have things that are messy in totally different places. Like my computer desk is always a mess, which you hate.
The toilet.
Just gotta do a sit down week, and then life's good.
That's, I'm trying to train him to sit down so I don't have to keep cleaning up piss.
All right, we're in the same category there.
Men.
But you're literally describing the same things where it's like
We are both
messy in our own ways.
messy. Yeah.
Mine is more publicly messy, which annoys her. It's like my whole room in our apartment where I have like my gaming setup. It's where I work out. So it's already a clusterfuck, but it's just got so much shit in there that I can't keep it clean. it's like if one thing's out of place, it looks bad. So she hates that. And then she like,
I'll be super messy. Like all my clothes will be everywhere, but I'm like, I can just close my bedroom door and nobody knows. But
so, and then like we have people over, all the alcohol's in my room. So they have to like go into my room to go into the beer fridge or to go into like the liquor cabinet. So it ends up being like, I have to clean it when people come over. Otherwise I get yelled at. And I try not to get yelled at.
All right, next question's yours.
All right. Is it?
just go ahead.
Okay. Who spends the most money? 3, 2, 1.
Easy peasy, squeezy lemons.
I would say
It might be
you
you.
spend the most amount
Concentrated
of money on bigger item things,
Yeah, concentrated.
but I spend more on little things.
And I think it's opposite for us. Like I spend the most monthly.
Yeah, if
Like-
I didn't horseback ride, it would be him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Between
But
like
it's just such an expensive thing. If it
Between-
weren't for that, it would totally be you.
between like student loans, insurance, car payment, stuff like that. Like I definitely spend more, but she
I
spends
don't
a
even
lot
think
more.
about any of that.
I wouldn't think of that.
Like
either.
bills are not in my
Yeah, I wouldn't count
See,
thought
I-
process for spending.
I count it though, because like my car insurance is
But
more
it's still
expensive
me.
because my car is more expensive.
Okay, take all the bills out of it.
Bills are just
It's
received.
her. We'll just have so many random Amazon packages constantly showing up.
That's mostly you're the Amazon person.
I buy things like once a year.
I also purposely like go for the cheaper option. Like I have shitty cast iron pans because they were like $20 for 3 of them on Amazon, even though they're terrible. Like I just pick the cheapest thing. Even if I buy stuff like somewhat more frequently, it's the cheapest version of whatever I can find.
I just don't ever want anything. And so when like if something pops up and I'm like, I really want that, I'll just go buy it. But it
Right.
usually happens like once a year, maybe twice a year. So I don't really spend that much money.
But Kyle is really jealous of all the Amazon packages that I
I
get.
do.
He's like,
It's like
"Man,
Christmas all the time for
I
her.
wish that I had Amazon packages coming for me all the time.
But then she's like, well, order yourself something. I'm like,
Nah.
I don't need you.
Hard pass. All right.
All right, who made the first move?
That's easy.
3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Yep.
Carly tried to friend zone me. It's okay.
Jess did friend zone me.
Multiple times.
No, it was really just once.
Multiple times.
It was really just once.
It's okay.
But I got a text.
That's a good spot.
I got a text from Jess and it said, "We can't be anything more than friends." I was like, "You said can't. That means want to, but for some reason you feel like it can't happen. So here we go. Door's still open."
Jake was like, challenge accepted.
Literally, I'm pretty sure I was in the car driving back from a Cubs game, and I'm pretty sure I said that out loud.
Okay.
All right. Who's the better driver? 3, 2, 1. You fucking idiot. How many cars have you hit?
We're both.
Oh,
count.
yes, that counts.
No, of course it does
Of
not.
course, that's a
count.
part of the equation.
If that didn't, if I had never been in a car accident, I would be the better driver. If you just like didn't count those, like just normally.
That's like saying if you don't count-
I'm the better driver.
That's like saying if you don't count my speeding tickets.
Let's talk about how Jake makes me drive everywhere
Don't count
because
all
he
my
knows I'm the
major-
better driver.
I make her drive everywhere
The
because she
accidents
gets.
that I were in when I was like 16, 17, like freshly licensed. If you don't count those, it's me.
You did hit a stop sign the other day. This was not the other day. This was like a few months ago.
What are you talking about?
We were driving on campus, and there's those like stop for pedestrian stop signs, and your mirror
Oh,
smacked one of those.
the
I'm just
little
saying.
cone thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
like cone stop
you
sign.
said you hit
Not
a
a real
stop
stop sign. It's like a cone stop sign. But I've never been in a car accident.
Uncle
Jess
Kyle's a drunk
has-
driver, so he'd fuck us all up.
Well, I do want to say that I am a good driver.
You are a good driver.
Kyle is just better.
These guys probably don't think so because I almost killed him on Highway 10, but that's
Well,
okay.
No, it wasn't
I
your
almost
See,
did
but you
too.
just dismiss it and still think you're a good driver. See how that
I am a
works?
good driver.
It wasn't your fault.
I'm just an aggressive driver, and I don't tolerate stupidity on the road.
And he has really bad road rage.
Do indeed.
Really bad.
People are dumb as fuck.
They are. I will give you that.
Especially in Arizona.
Arizona drivers have not been up to par. Let's just put it that way.
Miserable.
But I also did want to say that I do make Jess drive everywhere, but that's because she gets more car sick than I do. So if I'm driving, if she's driving, I'll deal with being car sick so she doesn't have to. I feel like it's a
How sweet.
gentlemanly thing.
Wow, that's romantic.
Maybe I am a more romantic one.
You are. You totally are.
All right, intermission before we carry on to the next question. I have finished my first beer. Jake needs to birthday chug because
That's too.
Is that an actual thing?
it is a really good beer. That's not a chugging beer. That is a little bit sad. Shed one tear for the Belching Beaver.
Wow.
7.3 for the left hand, which I need to look now that I've drank the same as you. You gave it a 6.1. We are way off.
It was
I thought that
just
pretty good.
From what I remember, it was like just so peanutty.
I don't think so. I'm
I
surprised
also-
you really like that.
To be fair, I had a can. You have a bottle. That does change things, I think.
It does change things. You are correct. That was pretty good though.
You think the can or the bottle is better?
Bottles are always better.
Yeah, bottles are pretty much always better.
Hmm.
I don't love this as much as Kyle did. This
it's
is
so
like a
sad.
Probably because you just slammed it.
before I slammed it, I had my score, which is 7.4.
That's a good score.
It's good. It's not what I was
Jake
expecting.
likes to
though.
just Hail Mary 8s out there. So
I drink good beers, man.
Who's an 8.4?
Martian, my hello. He's got an 8.8 here and an 8.7.
Everything from transient artisan ales is like god tier.
I did have their sour beer
Yes.
before we
All
came
right.
here.
In the middle of the intermission,
One
I'm
of
going to grab
theirs,
us
if you
both
can
another
have
beer.
multiple.
You should drink my banana bread.
Look, see, there's Kyle because we're
No.
welcome.
Yep. See, there's proof if you needed it. Yes, my uncle Kyle would like to challenge us all at driving.
Okay.
He is a truck driver, so I do feel like
Oh.
he
Already said
does
that.
have an advantage there.
Yeah.
I
Truck
said Uncle
drivers,
Kyle's a truck driver.
truck drivers are the top tier drivers.
All right, so my second beer is Barkley's Peanut Butter Cup Porter.
Both of our second
Ooh.
beer is
Both
Barkley.
of our second beer.
Twins.
I'm not gonna lie, when we were at the
I
at
took
Total
Jake to
Wine,
Total Wine.
much better selection than Benny's, by the way. Benny's, step your beer game up.
Total Wine is a beer emporium. It is actually obviously not just beer. It is a liquor, wine, spirits, beer emporium. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
if Benny's was like
Yeah, I
3
like that.
times bigger.
Yeah,
Why?
I just tried it. I don't think you're gonna like it.
Total Wine is like Benny's on crack, or on steroids, I should say, not on crack. But shout out to Flight Bottle Shop in Yorkville, Illinois, and Iron and Glass in Romeoville, Illinois. Both of those places have
I didn't think
phenomenal
so.
selections.
That's better. That's not good.
How would you rate the left hand?
All right.
Way
Let me
better
see.
than that.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Are we just? How do I? Like just based on stouts?
No, that's the thing is like I argued to Jake when we first started this podcast that we should do separate types of alcohol on different scales
Yeah.
or on the same 1 to 10 scale, but
Yeah.
on different rating. Like, so we could compare apples to apples. And he's like, nah, let's just do it all together. So you have to compare everything to everything.
That's a lot. Like
You can stew on that one.
but just beer.
Yes.
Just beer.
Jake tried to put liquor on the list. I told him no.
Because if I could,
We
like,
have a beer
compare-
list and a liquor list.
Yes. Jake has a liquor list.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
All right. Next question, and I think is mine.
Yes.
Okay. Who is the strictest parent? And in this case, since neither of us have kids nor want kids,
with our fur babies.
we can say for the fur babies, who's the stricter parent?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Really?
I know she is. I am such a fucking pushover.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my cats get whatever the fuck they want,
Mm-hmm.
whenever they want.
If we're being more like having a recency bias, I would say you, but I think over time it's more me. I'm the one who's very much like when we have foster dogs, I try and not have them sniff everywhere, especially like ones that we just got that may have not gotten all of their shots yet or be on all of the preventatives yet, like because they have to get seen by the vet first. Like I think I'm like more picky about like letting them sniff or like where they can go in the apartment or things like that. Whereas I think you're more interested in being a dog trainer than I am. So I'd say recently it's definitely you, but overall I think it's me.
I was honestly, my brain just thinking about feeding them. You love to feed them shit that they shouldn't have. And I'm like, no.
That is fair.
I was literally just thinking food.
I am the guy who doesn't finish his eggs and bacon in the morning, and that goes to the dogs. So they earned it. They're good boys. Good boys. Good girls.
Doesn't even know their gender.
Good
Come on
then.
now. Parent. All right. Question to you.
Who is the messier eater? 3, 2, 1.
What the fuck? Excuse me. What?
You can swear on this podcast.
I think it's you.
We don't give a shit.
Why am I a messier eater?
I don't know. I don't think that I'm a
It was
messy
just
eater.
instinct.
I am definitely
I am also a messy eater. I hesitated there.
It runs in my family. We joke with my mom, like anytime she comes out to dinner with us, if she's wearing a white shirt, that she fucked up because it's just.
You're the one.
My mom's the same.
It's
Always dropping food all over the couch,
You're probably
all
right.
over
It's
the
probably right.
floor, all
That's
over your
probably
shirts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take it
all
back.
over everywhere.
Take it back.
It's me. It's kind of.
He takes it back, but he still doesn't get the point.
Right.
All right. Who's the better dancer? 3, 2, 1.
Too easy. Carly could school me in any type of dancing. I don't even know why that was a question for you.
I like taking you to weddings.
You were
though.
just
You're
dancing
fun
earlier in
dancing at
the
weddings.
pool. Show
Am I
them your
not?
pool dance.
No, I will
moves,
not show them
Carly.
my pool dance.
Bailey thing.
What's a Bailey thing?
What is a Bailey thing?
It's our family. It's my mom's maiden name.
Oh, about being a messy eater.
Yeah,
My mom too is a very messy.
runs in the Bailey family. But yeah, Jess is an infinitely better dancer than me. I don't know why she put my name there.
I think I enjoy dancing more than you, but
100%.
you would be better at it than me if you.
If we took classes, yeah, I'd be better. But I think that's just because I'm more athletic.
Spear fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I'll say so.
yeah.
Going to.
I took one sip and knew my
Maybe you
rating.
guys should just chug it.
This is not good.
It's really bad. You're gonna hate it.
It is
Might be
light.
I already sipped it.
I need to look
I like
at
it more than
my.
the first one.
What? You like that more than Belching Beaver?
She doesn't like heavy stouts.
That is
Okay.
depressing. Don't ever go to San Diego and go to Belching Beaver. I don't need
I
to
was like, no, I'm just
you're-
banned from
I
San
don't-
Diego.
Yes, you are banned from San Diego.
And from the whole.
You don't deserve
city.
to go to San Diego
I
now.
don't need to hear negativity about the best brewery in San Diego. I need to look up at my worst rating for a stout and find out what it was so I can give this one a worse one.
It doesn't taste like a stout or a
It's
porter.
fucking gross.
It almost tastes like a dark sour beer,
368.
I would
which
do
is
that
probably why
like
you kind of like
four.
it.
I
Or
love sour
three.
beers.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably
Two.
closer than I am. It's
I
not
can give you
good.
my rating right now. This is like a 3-1.
It's bad.
I would drink this
Whatever
over
this is called.
Natty Light.
I don't know that I would. That's the sad thing.
I would.
So many peanut butter cups.
Uncle Bear's Brewery. Peanut butter cup porter.
I'm not gonna lie. I did have to Google when we were at Total Wine what the difference was between a porter and a stout.
Why don't you enlighten the audience?
A porter is just a stout that hasn't aged as long, so it's typically lighter, which makes a lot of sense.
What was your rating?
3.1. What I say? 3.1.
3.1, I think. I give it a 3.3. I don't think it's miserable, but I don't think that I would ever drink it again.
I will never drink this again unless my other choice is straight up Natty Light.
I would drink Natty Light.
Maybe Ice
I would
House.
choose
I'd
Natty
probably
Light.
I would probably choose this over Ice House too.
I don't know that I would.
Well.
I really don't know.
Kyle really hates this.
This
and
is
he still
really
gave it
not
a
good.
better
I'm
rating
gonna
than
struggle
you.
to finish this. It's kind of fucking gross.
I'm giving it 2 more questions and then I'm just gonna slam it and just call it
Ooh, I don't want.
what it is.
All right. Who's better at giving directions?
Simple.
Wait. Driving? Can
3.
we clarify that?
Yeah,
2.
driving directions or
Just directions.
any
Okay,
task.
okay.
Directions.
Okay.
3,
Overthinking it.
2, 1.
Jess
You're welcome.
Jess is great at knowing what direction she's going and supposed to go, but she's the worst GPS in the entire world.
When I'm not driving, I assume everybody else also knows where
Already
they're
have
going because I always know where I'm going.
I'll have missed my turn by 4 blocks and she's like, "Wait, you were supposed to turn on Illinois." And I'm like, "I'm in Indiana at this point."
Okay. You wish. Love Indiana.
You want to cut that one?
Never.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
Have you ever been to Indiana?
I have.
Driven through it?
I've been to South Bend a few
That's
times.
okay.
Terre Haute as well. That's about it.
I'm going to cut a few of these just so you know. I'll resend you the new list.
Or you
want.
can just read them too.
Yeah, you can read them.
Yeah, I'm cutting a few that are duplicates, and I'm cutting a few that are just meh.
All right. Well,
I'm
I
going to
will
cut
wait.
this one because it's kind of a dupe.
I will wait for Kyle to send me the new list before I answer or ask this
Are
question.
you a belching beaver?
Apparently,
You should be. It's the best.
I think transient's better, but y'all can't really get that here.
All right, I sent you the last of the questions. Hopefully you have those now,
Yep.
and I cut out everything before that.
All right. Who's more annoying when they're hungry? 3, 2, 1.
Got him.
I could literally go.
What are you about to say?
That I could literally go like an entire day without eating and not really think about it. Like,
That's concerning.
maybe. But like, if I go a long time without eating, I'm like, I'm hungry, but I don't complain about it. But when Jess is hungry, it's like every 5 minutes she talks about how hungry she is. And I'm like, this isn't helping your situation.
It's usually when I'm in the car too.
Yes.
And I'm like, I need to get there faster. Like,
Anger.
make this car go faster.
Anger will get
She
you
gets
every
very
time.
hangry. I do not.
I do too.
Hangry is just non-existent in my life.
All right. Next question to you. I think. Did I say that or you?
I said that one.
Okay. Next question to me. Who is the homebody in the relationship?
3, 2, 1.
You like video games?
That are introverts of the group.
Kyle and I could sit here playing video games for 24 hours in a day and not think twice about it.
100%.
We'll have our food delivered to us, or we'll throw some in the microwave.
It's
Not even
basically
think about it.
no. In fact, these two questions connect because the last time Carly left town, I played video games for like 48 hours straight, and I don't think I ate for like at least a day and a half
Did
because I
you
just didn't want
sleep?
to. I didn't want to cook, so I didn't.
It's
I didn't want
true.
to order food because ordering food costs money and it's expensive and has fees associated. So I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I think I just drank and played games for like 72 hours.
Can't confirm.
I'm so concerned with that story.
I had a good time. I lived.
It was the
Makes me
weekend
very
where I was
uncomfortable.
finishing my capstone
It
too, which
was,
sucked
yeah.
for him because
Yes,
it
it
meant
did.
I couldn't play with him all weekend. I had to pick and choose my times.
So when Jake wasn't around, I just played Civ 6. Everything worked out. I didn't leave my desk for a majority of that weekend.
Wow.
All right, who's more spoiled? 3, 2, 1.
Would you say that's like growing up spoiled or spoiled in the relationship?
It's a good question.
I would say in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably grew up more spoiled than you did.
Definitely. 1000%.
Yeah,
You for both.
Yeah, me for both. I was spoiled growing up and you spoiled me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, who's more grumpy? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Jess is a little Miss Grumpy Gills over here.
Yeah.
I'm very go with the flow. I'm very relaxed in most things. And Jess is like, you won't fucking believe what happened to me today. And then she tells it to me. And I'm like, wait, that was a bad thing? You were annoyed by that? That was a bad situation for you?
I would argue I'm only grumpy around you, though.
That's true.
Really
Yeah.
good.
You don't get grumpy to other people. You get
Yeah.
grumpy and then tell it to me.
Yeah, sometimes I get grumpy by other people, but I don't.
You express it to me.
Yeah, they would never know I was grumpy.
Kyle is a grandpa, a grumpy grandpa, a majority of the time.
I am
But
a
not-
reincarnation of my
Not grumpy
grandfather.
towards me, just
Just grumpy.
grumpy.
I am the reincarnation of my grandfather.
There are a lot of things like where I'm just, you're like, why would you pull into the drive-through like that? And I'm like, it doesn't matter.
I
It's fine.
do. And I do shit like that a lot. I'm like, why did you take that turn like that? Like, why? Or like, why are we? I'm like, why are we going to this store? You already know what's there, and you're not going to buy anything. And she's like, but I want to look. I'm like, really?
Kyle's always like, oh, you had to speed up just to get right in front of me and get at the same stoplight. Like, just grumpy stuff like that.
Jess says that when we're driving.
We're back. Yeah, we're back to your angry driving.
Jess thinks I tailgate her all the time, and I
He's
don't
a
think
tailgater.
what I'm doing is tailgating.
He's a tailgater.
I don't know. I'm an aggressive driver. So I
Kinda have to be
morons,
here.
Yeah. All right. Next one is to me, correct?
Sure.
I think
Correct.
it's me.
Yep.
Who takes care of the other when drunk? 3,
Who's the
2,
caretaker?
1. Big time, Carly. Carly is
I think
a people-pleasing person in general.
A mother friend.
Yes, the mother friend in the group,
Is
whatever you want
this
to call
a
it.
good time to tell everybody about bathtub, Kyle?
No,
Oh.
Maybe.
I don't do that anymore.
Mm.
That's an
You
old me.
will. You will. It'll be back soon.
This sounds like a story of one of our friends, Dylan. Whenever he would get drunk, he would like to go in the shower and he would turn it on. And there were a couple times where I've heard anyway, that he slept the entire night with just the shower pouring on him. So he just wakes up getting poured on, laying in the bathtub with freezing cold water.
No, thank you. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No.
It's not happening. I take care of myself very well.
Jess-
when I'm drunk too.
Jess goes into mom mode like when everyone else is drunk, but she's also the one who like forces everybody to get drunk. So
I'm
maybe that's
usually
part
the
of
reason
it.
that they are drunk.
Yeah,
So.
she's a peer pressure.
The good thing now for me is that I can recognize my limits. Like I couldn't when I was in like college, I would just push beyond my limits all the time. I recognize them now, so I don't typically go overboard. But at the same time, like I don't display it outwardly right away,
Yeah.
but I know when I am too far gone.
You're never like you never know when you're blacked out. But
I do.
Well,
People don't.
people
know.
don't. Like I do because I know how you are, but you don't show it.
Which is why I come home and I'm like, I am spinning. Everything is spinning.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning.
I'll see you in the
And then
bathtub.
he'll find himself into like the shower, and then sometime in the middle of the night he'll barf in the shower.
Yep.
So that's
And then he's
tough
the worst
Kyle.
If I spin, I am up
Hungover.
all night. I can't sleep when I spin.
Yeah.
I can.
The way you said that makes me think you're spitting right now.
No, I chug that. And it's just not good.
It's
Yeah,
so bad,
it's
dude. I'm
really
trying to
bad.
get through it, but
I might
Having a
have
hard
to
time.
re-lower my score after that last one.
yeah, I should probably lower.
I
my
might drop that
score
down to
too.
like a 1-4.
Yeah, they did this beer sucks.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if like all of their brewery items.
Yeah,
beverages-
if you like this beer,
say 1-4.
I have a lot of concerns.
Jess likes it more than the best beer that I've ever had. So
It tastes more like a sour beer, so I get why she likes it more.
I did get that.
Yeah, it
like,
does.
The aftertaste
Kind of,
is
I
a
get
bit
that.
sour.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's got like a weird
which is
sour,
disgusting.
Which I like sour beers, but I don't like peanut butter chocolate sour beers. Like I can, if I know I'm drinking
that
something
shouldn't-
fruity.
That shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah,
Peanut
it's-
butter sour beers.
Yeah. no.
By the way, while we're
Shouldn't
talking, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So if anybody has any questions to throw out, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll go through those as well.
Yes.
In the meantime, the next question is to you.
Who has better hygiene? 3, 2, 1.
Ooh,
Ooh.
kill him. I think Carly has overall better hygiene than I do.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I mean, you are constantly like diligent about washing hands, keeping things clean. In general, I just shower every day, and she doesn't because of like hair, right? Like girls like don't want to wash their hair every day. I get it. It ain't my thing. I don't shower every day. And so
Well, no, you have all that.
I give her shit sometimes about that, even though I understand it. It's just me giving her shit. But I think
But I
in
still
general,
make
she's still
sure
more
that everything is clean.
right.
I just
Yeah, it's not like you're dirty.
Yeah.
Which is why I think you are in general more hygienic than I am.
Yeah, see, like for me, for us, this is very easy because Jess is very diligent about like washing her face, moisturizing, like constantly like keeping
So
everything
bad.
in order. Whereas I'm more like I shower every day, I brush my teeth every day, but like I'm not great about washing my face. I'm not great about like-
the amount of times I've had to remind you to put your deodorant on this trip.
Yeah, that's true. That has happened a few times. Can confirm.
Hence why the deodorant is on the table right there where I can see it.
Brother, I'm gonna finish this before we carry on, and I'm gonna get our next beers.
yeah, it's probably a good call. Yeah, this beer sucks. Sorry, but what's the brewery?
Barkley's?
Is it
the
Barkley?
brewery?
No, it's on the front bottom.
Uncle Bear's Brewery. Yeah, sorry, this beer sucks. Maybe if you got other good ones, send them to us and we'll try them.
I'm actually really excited for
But
this
make sure
one,
they're better.
which is another 21.
Oh, another dupe.
Twins.
This one I'm excited for.
Oh, I didn't realize you got this one too.
We did. We both got this one, which is the Boulevard Brewing Steep Drop, and it's a nitro stout made with cold brew. So
And we
maybe a
both-
little bit of energy.
We both love stouts. We both love coffee.
I'm
I'm probably more of a cold brew person than Kyle is.
Carly's going for your beer.
straight for the can too. Look at you. We're sophisticated on this podcast. Oh, you don't look like you like that. That makes me nervous.
It tastes like it needs to be shaken.
Oh, is this
Oh,
was
dang it.
shit? This was the one that's like invert the can 3 times. Steep pour at 180 degrees. I got the
Swirl
steep
it.
pour.
Swirl, swirl. Show them you
This
swirl.
is the one. It did give us pouring directions, and we just didn't listen.
Maybe get a butter knife and stir it up.
I was gonna say you guys got a milk frother.
I do.
We do actually.
That might be.
I don't know if it has good batteries in it though.
By the way, I will make a recommendation to everybody who is watching right now to buy a milk frother. It is a great purchase, 10 out of 10. Even if you just use it to like I do to stir your pre-workout and your greens powder every day, even if you're not like actually frothing milk with it, it's a phenomenal purchase.
I'm sure everybody loves
These sound effects.
This is not,
ASMR.
I was gonna say this is now an ASMR podcast.
Oh. I don't know if I can drink this at all.
Is it worse than the one you just had?
Why am I getting a jalapeno note?
I don't know what that is, but I don't think that I can drink it.
Are we no longer
Is it
fans
better
of
when you take a
Total
sip?
Workouts?
No, we still are.
Okay.
I do taste
Stirred it and I took a
jalapeno.
taste of it off my
Yeah,
knife,
like
and it tasted terrible.
Or like
so.
stale jalapeno.
yeah, like if you
Stale
like
jalapeno.
so if you had a like food that had jalapeno on it, but you took the jalapeno off, then you ate it a little like nachos, that where they put the
Not
jalapenos
good.
on top and it just kind of chills.
It's fine. Better than the last one. Still not good.
It's really whatever like coffee they use, and it's very bitter.
Yeah,
And
I don't think it's not that bad.
I think it's drinkable.
I like
Also, the last
I
one.
like cold brew a
Interesting.
lot though.
I like coffee a lot, and I still don't think this is good.
Cold brew's got a different flavor than regular like hot coffee though.
This is very interesting.
I like it.
Hard to rate.
It's not
I
like
hate it.
off one sip I can give you what my rating is gonna be, which is a 5.2. It's like right in the middle of everything. I would definitely drink
Now
it
he's gonna put me
again.
on the spot. I have to type.
Yep.
What the hell is this thing called? Boulevard.
Whoa.
Yep. Boulevard Brewing Company Steep
Whoa.
Drop. Doing these lighter beers is a lot easier
Did
than
you say 5.4? I think.
5.1.
Oh.
Doing these lighter beers is a lot easier than the 16% stouts that I normally do on this podcast.
I'm Jake. I drink strong beer.
Says the guy drinking Mick Ultra.
Not on the podcast.
Usually. All right. Who calls or texts more?
I'm assuming this is combined, like calls and
Yeah.
texts. And
Who reaches out to the other one more frequently?
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm ready.
3.
3, 2, 1.
What? What?
Kyle.
No way, man.
He's so mind blown by that.
Yeah,
Jess?
no, I don't agree.
Every time that we're playing video games without fault, I have 3 or 4 times I have to go, hold on, guys. Jess is calling me. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. I'll be muted. Off mic.
I don't know. I guess I just think like when you're gone for work, you're the one calling me, and
Part of that's like timing too. Like you just don't know when I'm gonna be free and when I'm not. So like I
And
reach
then
out because it's like
when I
the
was in
convenience
San
factor.
Diego for the weekend, like
Just didn't want to-
I just like really didn't need to talk to you.
So I will caveat this with saying it is like that when Jess went on a girls trip.
When I'm busy, I'm busy.
Yeah. Jess went on a girls trip and it was like I'd hear from her like in the morning and then like right before bed. But
But when I'm driving,
No, dude.
I like to be on the phone with you.
yeah.
Usually.
All right. Kyle, this one's to you.
Who is the alpha in the relationship?
3, 2, 1.
Carly held up both.
Oh my goodness.
Is that allowed?
We're both alphas in different ways.
I think you're the alpha.
Okay.
Jess is very much like
He's submitting right now.
Jess is very
Told
much
you I
like
gave.
we're doing this at this time and I'm like, okay, cool. I had other plans, but whatever you say.
Yeah, I make all of the decisions.
The only time I ever make a decision is when you're like, when we're in the car, we're both starving and I'm actually like hangry and neither one of us can just pick a restaurant, even though she knows I'll eat pretty much anything. She's always like, I'm not fucking picking, so we're not
You guys
eating
are
until you pick.
universally undecided. Like,
Yeah.
all the time.
This whole trip, Carly and Kyle have been like, what do you guys want to do? And we're like, whatever you think's best. Whatever you guys would do if this was you right now.
I'm just usually happy with whatever, so
Yeah.
I don't really care. I'm just like, whatever happens, happens.
So is the alpha the person that makes the decisions?
The person that's
In
dominant,
charge?
control, in charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Making a decision,
That's you.
I think, is an element of it.
Yeah, I don't make decisions. I don't like most of the clothes that I've bought in the past 2 years has been like, Jess, which of these 2 shirts do you like better? She goes, that one. I go, cool, we'll get that one then. Like,
That's so alpha.
it is.
Helping you pick out better shirts.
But it is. It's like I can't make my own decisions, so I need you to make them for me.
See, that's me though. I always need you to help me make my decisions.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Pretty INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
She might not already know. Maybe she just wants you to confirm. She's like, we should do this, right? And you're like, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
We're supportive of each other. I just think you happen to be a little bit more decisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're definitely very supportive.
Alphic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not.
I don't know if there's a verb that goes with that.
No,
It's-
supportive.
It's not like Jess controls the relationship, but it's very much like if there's a decision to be made, I default to her. So that's
Should we
our reason for
nix the
anything.
next one? Do you think that's a bad question?
What is the next one?
We'll move on to another one.
Yeah, because this
Stupid.
it's such an easy question for us though.
Perfect.
That is an
Mixing
easy
that
question. We can
into
answer.
Yeah.
stupido.
We can answer it right now.
See, I was gonna say the question was.
Yeah, now can we just do the question? I
Yeah,
feel
fuck
we-
Who
Wait.
has the cutest
Who has a
smile?
Who has the
Cuter
cuter smile?
3, 2, 1.
Kyle refuses to answer this. He's like, I'll just say what she said for the point. If we're still counting this.
Jess always gets mad at how photogenic I
I'm
am.
gonna need 5
It's
minutes.
not fair.
That was mean.
we
What'd
nix
you
the
do,
question.
Kyle? Well, you nixed the question, and all of us were totally cool with the
That was mean.
question.
You showed me your answer. I'm obviously going to be competitive in this matter.
Yeah, he just went for the point. He very clearly wanted to say you and then just took his card.
Are we still tracking the
Yeah.
points over there?
Yeah, Kyle's keeping track
Got
of
'em all.
points. With 2 questions left, what are the points at?
Yeah. What was funny?
Okay, so I have to really just look at the ones that we've gotten, one or the other correct. So you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh fuck! I think I missed some.
I am
1,
so glad I was not keeping
2,
score the whole time.
3, 4, 5. 5 and 5 tied. All of the other ones we both got right. So
All right.
counting those.
All
Next
right.
question.
Who loves the other person more?
Ooh. That's hilarious.
I definitely think Jess loves me more than I love her, and that's not as a negative. I realize how bad that sounds when I say it out loud. But like Jess is the one who's always like, she's like constantly saying like, she says I miss you more. She says I love you more. That's like just where my brain.
Carly
goes
tells me
with
she
that.
loves me more every single day. So it's easy for me to get the point on this question, whether I agree with that statement or not, because I know who she thinks loves the other.
I know that I love him more. It's not a matter of thinking.
All right, here we go. So that means
You
there's
don't.
only one question left, and we are ahead by 1 point. So we need some people in the chat to throw out a tiebreaker just in case that happens. I don't know that it will.
We're not gonna do that last question, are we?
Yes, we are.
What the fuck?
I know how I'm going to answer,
I-
and I feel like it's an acceptable way to answer.
Okay.
What? This doesn't make sense. How are we supposed to answer this?
Change. How about we change?
Just drop the
can't,
first one.
change can't to couldn't.
No, just take out that first one, the before the and. So, and that's an easy one, right?
I can't.
No.
Not according to Carly's
Oh,
face.
that's very easy.
You can't wait for kids?
That's the question. There you go.
There it is.
And the answer is
Neither.
fucking neither of us. We don't want them
That's why
sons of
Carly
bitches.
was
Yeah, I
so
mean,
confused.
It's the same answer for us. Like neither of us. If one of us was to want kids,
It would probably
it would be me.
I love kids, but
So undecided.
No,
No,
we don't
we
want
don't want
kids.
kids.
Very much.
Don't want
I meant
kids,
undecided
but-
on the question.
But
Yeah.
let me clarify this in saying if we ever did have kids, we're on the same page in that we would both rather adopt than have our own
Gross.
kid.
For sure.
Sorry, not you guys, the beard.
He's like, yeah, please don't procreate.
It's like a little Jake running around. Fuck that. But yeah, if Jess and I were to have a child, we would definitely adopt a child as opposed to having our own.
It's true.
I've considered being a foster parent, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's as far as
I would love to do that too.
I wouldn't.
If I had more time, I probably would have done it already.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I don't have the time right now.
No. I value my own time. And I know that I'm too selfish with my time to take care of another human
But
being.
see, I would be more in like the teenager foster, like where they actually need teenage fosters.
Yeah, still wouldn't do it.
Have you watched the show The Fosters?
You should.
You should.
It's a great show.
I love
And then
that
watch
show.
the.
Even he likes it. It's this family who has already adopted a couple kids and then they're fostering a couple more kids.
They have a couple of their own too, right? Or one.
One.
I think more people that want kids should be adopting and fostering than having their own.
That's
Yeah.
also very
Isn't there a movie out recently about foster kids where they like have foster kids and then they adopt them? I watched that and I sobbed my eyes out. And I
You
think
would-
that's what changed. my
I
mind.
cried like almost every episode of The Fosters. And it's like
100%.
an 8 season, maybe less than that, 6
Yeah,
season
it's 6 seasons, I think.
series.
Somebody that's more into the adoption channels too should answer this question for me, because I tried to Google it one time and I couldn't figure it out. But why is it that like celebrities feel the need to go outside of the United States to adopt children all the time when there are so many kids
Mhm.
that need it adopted within the United States? And I've always been confused by that, and I've tried to figure it out. And I'm like, we have this desperate need for children to be adopted within our own borders, and people will literally go thousands of dollars and thousands of miles out of their way to adopt kids from other places, and I just don't get it. And so if somebody in another, that's more invested in this topic has thoughts on that, feel free to let me know. But
I'm not like overly invested in it, but I do know people, celebrities specifically, that I can think of off the top of my head. And their reason was often that in those countries as it is, like there's already like a lack of people who are willing to adopt. So like that was the big reason, if I remember correctly, why Thomas Rhett and Lauren chose where they adopted from. It was very much like the kids just straight up weren't getting adopted from the country that they adopted her daughter from. Like they were sitting in adoption agencies
I'm
and
sure,
foster
but I
homes
feel like
until
that
the age
happens
of
here.
18. It does. It 100% does.
that's my point, right? Is that
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest problem in my eyes for that is that I think people, I don't know if they feel like there's just more of a need in a different place because maybe they're in a
They're
third
just
world
so
country or something
sheltered
like that.
here.
Yeah. And maybe they think the conditions are just better for somebody. But like I don't give a fuck about what the circumstances are around somebody in their current living situation. Like everybody that's like in a foster home or for adoption, like they are all going to suffer from like some sort of a trauma
Right.
from that, and it's going to be something that maybe they probably need therapy for, like thinking about like abandonment and all this other shit. And I think, why would you not try to take care of people that are literally in your town or like in your
Right.
state or right next door, and then instead reach out? And I've never understood this. I'm trying to look up statistics as well, and I did it one night for a couple of hours. I'm just like, what are the statistics on like unadopted children in the United States? And I tried to look it all up and I couldn't figure it out. But
I think you kind of answered your own question though. I think it's a lot of like people being in denial, like when like it'd be hard to admit that there's all this stuff going on here. Like people are so sheltered here. So it's like easier to like how people do like their mission trips in other countries
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's easier to be like, oh, this country has these problems, but we don't have them here.
Yeah.
yeah, it's very interesting to see. And I'm trying to avoid like using the statement of like, like doing it for public attention.
Because it's trendy.
I don't feel like that's always the case, but I do feel like that is very true sometimes, that people are like, oh, well, if I do this and I go on this mission in like a third world country, as opposed to like just trying to help people where I live. But I'm also the kind of person that fucking hates it when people put like their phone in like somebody's face and like, I'm helping you. And they have to show, like, I don't like that either. So I don't know. I struggle with that whole conversation around that. And I try to figure out like what my opinion is on it, I guess. But I lack the investment to, like I said, I spent one day like looking this up for a couple of hours. And I couldn't find the data that I wanted.
Right.
And so I was curious if anybody's invested in that. But
Well, as my uncle points out in the chat too, like it is super hard to adopt in the United States. Like it's such a long drawn out process. Like we know people who've been going through they're like 4 or 5 years deep in the process and still aren't getting approved for kids, even though like they're very clearly.
It's just like super sad when you know people who like want to do it and they're like ready and they would
Yeah,
be
they
able to
have the
bring
means to
home,
do it.
but it
They
takes
have,
so
like-
long. So it basically means a kid sits in foster care longer.
See,
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of the illusion of like how much people think that it might be easier to go. I doubt that it is very much easier to go somewhere else, because now you're talking about creating a citizenship issue as well, on top of the fact that you have to do all the adoption paperwork. So you're looking at immigration issues, citizenship issues, plus all of the, I would imagine, traditional issues that come across with regular adoption suits. I just don't get it. But I don't need to like focus the rest of this podcast on it. I'm curious.
It's a
If
good
people have an
point.
opinion, feel free to throw it out there.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that I've always been. And like, if I'm totally ignorant and I'm saying ridiculous shit right now, like somebody call me out and tell me, because I'm happy to have the conversation about this and learn more. But I don't get it.
Regardless, I think that you guys would really enjoy the show, The Fosters. So,
Yes. Great show.
Yes, let's check
highly,
it out.
highly recommend.
Everyone should check it out.
Even like I said, even Jake likes it, and it's one of those like sappy, but they do a really good job of like touching on very relevant topics in today's society as well. Too, like each episode touches on like another really important topic. So it's cool.
It's a great show.
Recommend.
That's good.
12 out of 10.
We've got some time still left in the podcast. So rather than coming up with a topic as a whole and diving down into another rabbit hole, I'm curious what you guys think of Arizona so far. What's your favorite thing been so far? And then what do you really want to do before you leave? You can hit on all three of those, then we can talk about it. But
Let's see. I think my favorite thing that we've done, I think the trip up Mount Lemmon was super cool. Like I've talked about it enough while I've been here, and like when we were flying in, like I was talking to Jess about it, like how cool I think the mountains are, and how you see like, especially like driving up Mount Lemmon, like you literally see like different ecosystems each step of the way up. Like as you get higher and higher, like you're just seeing different shit. And like the fact that like it's a ski mountain too, and like we got to go up the ski lift and even see like an entirely different, like we're down here on ground level where it's like 100 degrees.
Yep.
Versus up there where we were like on the ski lift, like shivering.
yeah, we were in the 50s, 58,
Yeah.
I
It
think.
was so
when we were up
cold.
there.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy that like, you know, what is it, 30 miles away from here maybe, and like 30 miles one way or another, like it's such a drastic different climate just because of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for those that don't know and that are listening in, Mount Lemmon is the highest peak in the Catalina Mountains, and it's really close to us. So you can leave our house and drive. It's an hour up the mountain just because of the winding roads and everything, but you can drive all the way to the top of the mountain. And they have a ski resort up there, which is hilarious, right? Because we live in the desert. But like Jake was mentioning, like you have different climates as you climb, and you lose usually between 20 and 30 degrees between where we are and at the peak of the mountain. So I think it was in the 80s that day, and we got up there and it was 58 degrees as we were riding the ski lift. And we're all in like sweaters and fucking freezing. But Mount Lemmon is super awesome. I definitely recommend it for anybody that comes down here at least once. Just take the trek up there. It's an easy drive because it's all paved.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of stop offs where like one of our friends we were playing video games with earlier was like, "Oh, I saw you guys went on a hike," and we're like, "Yeah, we totally went on a hike." But like really, you just drive up there and then you can walk out and see
we walked
the
5
landscape.
minutes off of the road.
Yeah, and
onto-
it's just gorgeous views too.
Yeah.
We love Mount Lemmon. It's
yeah, like the views from up there too. Like when you're going up the ski lift, it's nothing special. But when you're coming down and you can see like multiple different mountain ranges, and you can just see, for miles, it's
like anybody that's ever been on a ski lift, like you're just staring at a fucking hill the whole way up, and then you turn around and you're like, holy shit, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. That was it for me. But what would you say your favorite part was?
Favorite part?
Yeah.
Favorite thing so
favorite
far.
thing we've
Okay, I was gonna say excluding just the weather, or
done. It not being freezing cold like it is back in Illinois.
yeah, I think it rained a lot back home this week. So, but favorite thing so far, I would say there's been a few things that I've really enjoyed, but I would probably say the wineries for sure because I live for wine.
Another thing that people probably don't know is that there are a ton of wineries in the desert, surprisingly. So Sonoita is a huge thing. You can look it up, Sonoita wineries. There's like 15-ish wineries down there. So we popped down there the other day and hopped into three or four.
Yeah. Three wineries in the meadery.
We have wine.
The meadery.
So yeah, 4. We went to 4 total down there. Checked out a bunch of wines. Ton of good stuff down there too. It's pretty incredible that they make such good shit just locally down there. And it's only a little less than an hour away from us to get down there to the Sonoita. So it's a lot of fun going down there.
And you can make, like Kyle said, there's like 12 different places out there. Like we knew we wanted to come back because there was that was the same day that we went to Mount Lemmon, right?
No.
No.
That was the next day.
Mount Lemmon was Monday.
Yes,
Illinois
you're right.
Sunday.
But it was like, we knew like you could spend an entire day down there just like hopping wineries, and it's all reasonably priced too. And it's, it's a little bit more than we pay for a tasting back home.
Nice. That's pretty dope.
We also go to like one or two.
Let us know what it's called, Uncle Kyle. We'll go check it out sometime.
What do you want to do before you leave Arizona?
I don't know. I feel like I've really hit like everything that I really wanted to do.
It's funny because there's a couple things still left on our list that we haven't taken you guys to do. A majority of our list of what's left on the list that we created for things to do while they were there is restaurants that we still want to take you guys to. And we wish that it was non-COVID times. So we could take you guys to some of the bars and see the downtown life and everything, because it's pretty fun here. But there are a couple things like nature-wise, like driving you guys through the Sonora Desert and going up to the Desert Museum that I think you guys will find those experiences to be super incredible too. Like the Desert Museum is fucking amazing. And then maybe even the Biosphere if we get the time and feel like we want to go up there. But there's things out there that maybe you guys aren't as hyped on, because it's not like, it doesn't like pop off the page as being like super exciting, but it is a ton of fun when you go up there and do this.
I was going to say the Desert Museum is probably the thing like on the list that I'm like most excited, like that left on the list anyway, that I'd be like most excited to do.
So what the Desert Museum does is it basically takes all of the things that are in the desert that you just wouldn't see on your own, and they put it into a museum, and it's less of a museum and more of like a nature preserve, I feel like. But you go out there and you can see all the live animals that would be like on Mount Lemmon that they say are up there. You just don't see them. So like you have your mountain lions and your chipmunks, I think there's some prairie dogs still in the Desert Museum. It's a great time just to go up there once and check it out. So there's definitely there.
How about you, honey?
I don't know. Did you really answer? I don't even know if you answered.
Yeah, the Desert Museum would probably be the thing that we haven't done that I'd be most excited to do.
Mine is definitely Mexican food.
We still haven't really done that for you.
Yeah,
other
I
than
love Mexican food, and from what I hear, there's supposed to be a lot of good Mexican food here.
Yeah, we don't love it. So I am
Carly's cringing.
I'm a Tex-Mex person, and guys at work disagree with me completely on this. We had a conversation about it the other day, but I think you don't get good, flavorful Mexican food here, and I don't know why, but I feel like it's all very bland and boring. And I love Tex-Mex, and so everything to me is disappointing if it's not Tex-Mex. And so I haven't had good Mexican food here, other than stuff that I was like, oh yeah, this is okay. Like I'd eat it again, but it's never going to be like, I love this food.
Carly, do you disagree with that?
No, she agrees.
I don't like the Mexican food here.
It's interesting that you'd think being so close to the border, literally like a stone's throw from the border, that there'd just be some incredible food. But
very bland. Very, very bland. Like I really like carne asada tacos. They never season the carne asada here.
We both completely agree on that. And then every time I say that out loud, somebody's like fucking blown away by the fact that I don't.
Well, yeah, we talked about it on another episode where you were bringing it up that you were just like, down here it's just not the same. And I'm like,
thanks, Uncle Kyle.
That's wild, because like we're up in Illinois, we're 45 minutes from Chicago, so we're nowhere near the border.
I've had better Mexican food in Iowa than I have here.
We have a lot of really good Mexican food.
We do have a lot of really good places by us, which it's a blessing. Like we love Mexican food, so
it'll be great to hear you guys' opinion on that. Actually, after the fact, we'll have to tweet about it or something, since we're not going to do another episode here. But we'll take you to a couple places that have like the hype, or a place that has a lot of hype here for Mexican food.
Maybe somewhere you guys haven't tried yet either.
We've tried a ton of food. We really have.
I feel like we really tried to find that.
We really have. Like we love Mexican food, so we wanted it so bad. We can't find it.
I mean, even on the Facebook pages, like people are like, "Hello, where do we get good Mexican food here? It all tastes like cardboard," and people are like, "You're not gonna find it."
That's Minadito.
Minadito is one that's super hyped
up. Like it's pretty good. That's like the best one I've had, but that's the one like Bill Clinton.
It was okay.
It's like the famous place where everybody goes. Like
I feel like I would rather find somewhere that's like a hole in the wall, mom and pop.
That's the thing.
Looking for hyped up places.
I think you're gonna find that here.
That's the
thing.
Like
the hole in the walls are like popular here. Like El Sur is kind of a fucking hole in the wall.
Yeah,
but
it's
everybody
a big
loves it.
hole in the wall. Like you would find cockroaches there, but it is not. Like Kyle literally ordered a chimichanga and it had zero seasoning in it.
It tasted like they boiled a chicken breast, chopped it up, and threw it in a tortilla and fried it.
No, they threw it in the fridge and then they microwaved it and
was
then
fucking
put it
disgusting.
into a tortilla.
It was fucking gross.
Not good.
That's
all right. Maybe
fair,
I don't want to try Mexican food here. They're like, Jess.
To be fair, to give them a fair shake, I've had good food there before. Like I have had food that I did not dislike there. Like the fajitas were really good.
Their tamales are really good.
Tamales are really good. But then I had the fucking chimichanga, and it was like, how can you put this on a plate?
Yeah, it was almost like we don't
It was
ever
disgusting.
need to go there again after that.
I mean, we've definitely had places like that where we went once and I was like, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Never
But-
need to go again. But
We will take you there, though, to somewhere to fulfill your desire for Mexican food while you're here.
My uncle,
get your opinion.
he says that Des Moines taco trucks are awesome. And both
You
of
probably
you
know that more than I
being
do.
from Iowa.
I have not had the only tacos that I had in Des Moines were Tasty Tacos, and
Tasty Tacos is fantastic compared to here.
don't talk shit about Tasty Tacos.
So she hyped up Tasty Tacos a ton to me, and I had it. So I'm from northern Iowa, northeastern Iowa, and so she's from more like central southern, and she took me to Tasty Tacos, and I was like, oh, okay.
What's the place that you really like back in Iowa?
I haven't
Taco John's?
No.
I haven't had a bad Mexican restaurant, I don't think, in Iowa.
Uncle Kyle isn't a big fan of
See,
Tasty Tacos either.
it's fine. It's not.
I think
bad.
they're unique. It's like
They're unique.
it's
It's more like a pita.
almost.
It's like a fried pita is like your taco shell instead of like just a tortilla.
and then their hot sauce is like where it's
Her hot
at.
sauce is fine.
Okay.
I don't know. She loves it. We have actually taco or Tasty Tacos taco seasoning because they sell it in packets in the cupboard that we pick up when we go back, and
to stack up.
it's fine. I don't hate it. Me and our amigos in Iowa. What's the one that
Macabania?
La Cabana she loves in Newton? I like.
It's
I think it's
Pancheros.
just amigos.
Pancheros.
Okay, Pancheros isn't Mexican food. It's a fucking chain, just like Chipotle's Mexican food, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's like white people burritos.
Pancheros is the best Mexican food chain that I've ever been to.
Oh, Taco John's. I know that gave you food poisoning, whatever.
I had horrific food poisoning from Taco John's, and so I can never go back. I think Pancheros, which they used to have one in Arizona, that we would literally stop at on the way back from the river because I had to have my Pancheros burrito, and that one's a little disappointing, honestly, but I still had to have it. I hate Chipotle, so Pancheros is the way to go.
I don't think I've ever had Pancheros.
So good.
I've never.
I feel like it has to be mostly an Iowa thing, and then there was just maybe somebody from Iowa moved out here and opened one up in Phoenix.
I think
or
I've
Tempe, I guess,
heard
but
of it, but definitely never
I've
had it.
literally only heard Kyle talk about it.
I love Pancheros. Shout out to Pancheros. Shout out to all my homies that like Pancheros.
They sell the sauce in bottles now.
Yeah, you can send me some.
Yes, please. She
Send,
said.
send us some too.
She's
Yes.
like, here's my address for the whole
I
world to see.
I thought you were
Send
talking
it
about
here.
Pancheros for a second, and Pancheros just uses Cholula, which is probably why even more that I love it. I
You do
fucking
love your
Pancheros,
Cholula.
dude. I love Cholula. All right, Mexican food and Desert Museum will still happen while you guys are here.
7 days.
7 days. We have a whole 7 days. It's
Still,
true.
totally.
Still, somehow. But all right. Other than that, I don't have a ton. We're the sunburnt husbands. We fucking went
Yes,
and
we're all-
went to the river
I
yesterday.
can't show my legs, but like
Believe it or
my arms.
not, there is a river in the desert. It's up by Phoenix, so we went to the Salt River and floated that yesterday. And somehow I criticized everybody ahead of time and told them all to wear sunscreen, and then I got fucking fried. So
He's definitely the most.
I'm
burnt.
probably the
He's
most-
also handling
No,
it
I'm
worse, I think.
the most burnt.
yeah, you can definitely see the red there. You can see the lines for sure.
Carly,
Even through
yeah.
like the glare of the light. It's
My
pretty-
legs have like the edema where you can like push in on it and it just stays there.
I
Like the
don't like
indent
that.
stays
I
there.
don't like that.
I definitely got the most burnt. But
It's been a good
Yeah,
time. We've
I
had a
mean-
ton of fun. Feel free to continue following us on social media at 2AVG Husbands on Twitter and Instagram. We're posting a lot of photos of the experience while these guys are here visiting us for the whole 7 days. And then we're going to continue to do that throughout the rest of the weekend, even though we're not going to do another podcast. So keep up with us there. And then throw out some suggestions if you guys have been in this area, especially if you have Mexican food suggestions, so we can take these guys to
Yes,
somewhere
please.
that's not too And thanks, Uncle Kyle. My wife will fucking kill for some tasty taco sauce if you send that. That'd be so
Oh
funny.
my gosh, so good.
But yeah, we definitely love the interaction in the chat. Always Uncle Kyle helping us out there. And then everybody else, AJ, thanks for coming in there and shouting out to us as well. Thanks for everybody for viewing us live. We've had a ton of fun here. We've had a ton of fun having these guys visit us here in Arizona. But Jake, I'll let you close out for the rest of this one.
yeah, as always, like Kyle touched on, make sure you give us a follow on all the social media, share our stuff. But we just appreciate these two, welcoming us to their home and, making us feel like family while we've been here. Like I said, the birthday celebration that I got this morning was more than my family's ever done for me. So, it's awesome to be able to have friends where you can visit them and, feel like you're a part of the family from the second you walk in the door. So we just appreciate, all the love that you guys have showed us while we're here. So
our final closing out item, we won the contest. Jake and Jess taking a shot. We're going to close out with that.
Really agree to that.
Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Jake as well. So Jake is JakePerry34 on Twitter. I am Kyle and her son spelled out. And then if you want, you can follow the wives if they want to throw out their Twitters as well.
No.
But you can find her through me. So
I was about to say they'll find us if they really want
some
to.
shots for these guys to close out with.
all right.
Oh, we have to do that.
Tequila again?
Mine
Want
is-
to do tequila?
at this point,
I'm doing a shot.
No, I said you want them to do tequila?
I don't care what they do.
All right, tequila it is.
They can do what they want.
sorry.
Jess, you need lime, salt.
You didn't notice.
Lime, salt.
Yes.
Jake, will you grab the salt?
Yep.
And the lime's on the left side of the fridge. Jake, or Jess, you're lucky. It's only like
She got a
an
mini shot.
80% shot because the bottle is empty.
So lucky. Thank you.
You gotta do the salt, right? Lick your hand.
Wow. You don't know me at all. That's why we lost.
Do some salt.
Cheers, guys.
We lost by 1.
Happy birthday shot. Congrats on losing the competition. We know each other better.
And here's the 26.
Cheers to 26. Bubby, you want to say goodbye to the audience? All right.
And we will catch you guys next week.
See you guys.